You know that moment when you're crushing it in the boardroom at 3 p.m. and at 6 p.m. you're sitting in the car outside your kids' practice wondering, was I really there for either of these? I'm Camille Preston, and if you're watching this, you've probably figured out what took me 20 years to understand. The exhausting lie we've all been sold about work-life balance. Here's what nobody's talking about. You're not failing at balance. Balance was never real to begin with. Think about it. When your kid needs you at 2 a.m., are you the CEO or the parent? When grief knocks you sideways during a board meeting, what compartment does that fit into? When you're strategizing succession while processing your father's recent diagnosis, there is no work life and home life. There's just life. And trying to maintain that illusion that somehow you can keep these things separate, that's what's draining your baseline energy, not the challenges, the pretending. I've learned this the hard way. My work started on 9/11, walking beside police executives as their whole world cracked open. That morning taught me something. When life gets real, the walls come down. The question is whether you're prepared for it. Since then, I've spent 2 decades as a business psychologist, which, yes, creates exactly the cognitive dissonance or tension you might be feeling right now. Business psychologist? See, that's the point. Because you need someone who speaks both languages fluently, who understands quarterly earnings and quarterly life reviews, who gets that the person losing sleep over market share is the same person losing sleep over their teenager. Living Real isn't another tool for your toolkit. You've got plenty of tools. What you need is permission to stop performing wholeness and start living it. Look, you've probably done a lot of different things, whether it's Tony Robbins, optimization protocols, reading Atomic Habits. You've probably tried to hack your way to having it all. But here's what Sergio, one of my clients, discovered. I didn't need another psychologist or coach or app. I needed someone who understood it was all one thing. This book is about what happens when everything compounds at once, because that's when the old operating system just stops working. When forcing your way forward isn't just ineffective, it's costing you the very life you've worked so hard to build. I wrote this after my own season of profound loss, not from some pedestal of having figured it all out, but from that messy middle, that place where we all actually live, where success and struggle aren't opposites, they're actually dance partners. The book launches this month, and honestly, if keeping everything in tidy compartments is working for you, save your money. If you're hearing that quiet voice asking whether all this achieving is worth what you're missing, if you're ready to trade activation for aliveness, then maybe it's time we talked about what being real actually looks like in the boardroom and in the bedroom, in triumph and in grief, in the million moments where pretending costs more than presence. Start with the book. It comes with 50 pages of practical activities because knowing isn't enough. We need to practice our way into a new way of being. And if it resonates, if you recognize yourself in these pages, then we can explore going deeper together. Because you don't need another executive coach. You need someone who sees that the leader navigating business expansion and the human navigating loss are the same person. And that person, that whole real person, deserves to be met right where they are. I'm Camille Preston, and I'm here when you're ready to stop managing your life and start living it.